Imagine walking into a room where every sound, light, and movement hits you at full volume, all at once. That's what it can feel like inside an autistic brain every single day. I've seen it with my own child, and today I'm going to break down exactly how the autistic brain processes the world differently. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your child acts the way they do so that you can support them without the frustration. Hey, I'm Genevieve, mom walking the same journey and voice behind the Autism Parent Guide. Before we dive in, could you do me a quick favor? Could you hit that subscribe button? It helps other autism families looking for this information find it faster. Today, we're going to dive into 4 ways your autistic child's brain processes the world differently so that we as autism parents can help support our children better. Number 1, brain wiring. Think of the brain like a network of roads. A typical brain has smooth highways, clear signs, well-timed traffic lights so that information can flow efficiently. But an autistic brain, some of the roads might be wider, some narrower, there might be some missing signs, and maybe no traffic lights anywhere to be seen. That's why information sometimes gets delayed, loops around, or comes in all at once. A good example of this is social cues, like taking turns in conversation. It comes naturally and automatically to a typical brain. But an autistic brain, they have to decode everything step by step, as though they're reading a map from a foreign country. So that's why an autistic child might pause, repeat phrases, or take longer to respond. Number 2, sensory processing. A typical brain will filter out sensory input automatically. Background noises, fluorescent lights, movement in the distance, it all fades into the background. But an autistic brain often doesn't filter, so everything comes in at the same volume and at the same intensity. I'll give you a good example of this. Think about walking into a noisy cafeteria. A person with a typical brain is able to chat with the person next to them. They don't feel the fluorescent lights or hear the conversations around them. They're able to drown it out. They don't hear the clattering of trays either. But an autistic brain is unable to do that. They take in everything all at the same time. They're hearing the clattering trays, the fluorescent lights, the person who's chatting next to them, and the people chatting all around them. So sometimes people on the autism spectrum may cover their ears, they may rock back and forth, or they might just need a quiet break because they're trying to manage a sensory overload. It's like trying to listen to one instrument while every instrument in an orchestra is playing at full volume. Number 3, social interactions. Typical brains read facial expressions, tone, and body language automatically. We don't stop to think about it. But autistic brains decode this information more deliberately, like learning a second language in real time. A good example of this is when someone tells a joke. A child with a typical brain will often laugh automatically, but an autistic child, they may pause, analyze the tone, and sometimes misinterpret the joke. It's not a lack of empathy, it's a different way of processing social cues. Number 4, thinking and focus. Typical brains switch between tasks easily and spread their attention evenly, whereas autistic brains usually hyper-focus and they notice details others often miss. I'll give you a good example of this. During a math assignment, a child with a typical brain will often see a math problem, complete it, and then move on to the next math problem. But a child with an autistic brain will usually see a math problem, maybe solve the math problem, but maybe notice a pattern or a small detail others often miss, and then hyper-focus on that problem and spend much longer on that problem versus moving on. This hyperfocus can be a superpower, but it can also make transitions and multitasking much harder. Once I understood my child's brain, everything clicked. It allowed me to have more empathy towards my child and realize that it wasn't sometimes a misbehavior, but instead how they were experiencing or processing different things in the world that me, myself, didn't understand as a parent. If this video has given you an ounce of clarity today, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'd love to hear from you. Comment below, are there ways that your child experiences the world that you didn't understand until now? I just want you to know that you're not alone and neither is your child. I'll see you next week on the Autism Parent Guide.